pre-exhausted from this show because we're going to cover a lot of things, even though it's not going to be that long.
It's like an intro to my exhaustion.
Yes, that's my new album. This is the intro to my exhaustion. I'm Dominic.
I am Eric. Urkel. Ooh, yes, Steve Urkel's long-lost white cousin.
Yep, with a gravelly voice. But anyways, we had a very productive week. So productive that we decided to skip the early show and just cram it into the weekend one.
I was about to say the company or us because I've...
Well, I actually meant with both.
Yeah.
But the company in the sense that there was a lot of stuff to cover, and then we were also busy. So it was like, let's just do it on the weekend. On the weekend.
Ooh, yeah.
The weekend show. What's up? Just do a different. Yeah, we do a different tone. I believe we did come in with Joe's reggae song this week. So
we're just out here vibing.
You gotta set the bar. You gotta raise the bar. You gotta be the bar. Not the bar.
Not the bar.
Not the wrestling tag team. The bar. Anyways, Raw was interesting.
Yeah.
It was a pretty okay post pay-per-view Raw. It wasn't great, but wasn't bad.
Yeah, they definitely have had worse in the recent past on their after pay-per-view Raw, so it was better. And just when they getting closer to WrestleMania, they kind of have to. And if they don't,
Yeah, and good to see that Braun Strowman's not dead after Brock Lesnar decided to punch him in the side of his head.
Yeah, he's alive and still kicking. Hopefully his brain isn't melting out of his ears after that shot.
He seems to be okay. He is a freak of nature in the first place, I guess.
Yeah. If anyone could take that punch, it was him.
Let's quickly touch on the Rumble. Opened, pre-show stuff. Cruiserweight stuff was fun. Six-man tag.
Into the luchas. Super dope.
Seems like the Revival and the Balor Club are going to have some kind of feud because the Revival won this time, and I actually am okay with that. If it's a feud, if it's just a loss, I don't like that because the Balor Club needs to start winning. But it's cool. Whatever. We'll see. And then the only reason I'm actually even talking about the pre-show in the first place, Mojo Rawley wound up being the opponent for Bobby Roode's Open Challenge. I totally thought it was going to be Dolph Ziggler. Wound up being reported later that it was going to be a different opponent who played a bigger role in the Rumble. So we definitely have to guess with Dolph Ziggler disappointingly coming in at 30.
Yeah.
That he was in fact supposed to be returning against Bobby Roode.
That was my guess.
Don't you know that would have made a ton of fucking sense. So who knows?
Seriously.
Who knows what happened there? Maybe someone who was supposed to be 30 bailed, and then they threw old Ziggy in the mix.
Yeah, I don't know. They're doing a better job at least keeping stuff hush hush. Because
normally it was a good Royal Rumble.
Yeah, you know about stuff a whole lot more beforehand.
But the WWE Championship Handicap match was first. It was probably quicker than people thought it was going to be, and more of a continual build situation than people thought it was going to be. But at the same time, they did have they had a good match. They didn't not have a good match. It was
definitely decent. No, I won't say it wasn't bad by any means.
No, they had a good match, dude. Like the wrestling in it was good.
I think everyone had big complaints, just the fact that your title was the opener, and
well, I don't know. It's the Royal Rumble. One of the world titles generally opens that show.
But also, this could also be because there was talk that Kevin was still kind of iffy.
Yeah, I heard he was still hurt, and just in general,
it's
a handicap match opposed to the triple threat match later. You know what I mean? Like. You can't,
and obviously it's building.
And
now.
then the mid card titles weren't on the line on the real show.
Yeah,
no intercontinental title match in the show. That's probably one of my biggest complaints and only complaints about it.
Well,
I don't know. Miz played a role in the Rumble, and that's fine. But other guys who had matches on the same night played a role in the Rumble.
Well, it's probably a good thing because you probably just would have saw Roman versus Miz or something like that.
We did see that on Raw, did we not? I believe.
Yeah, I just mean had you done it on Rumble,
good match.
And then I
would have liked to have gotten it out of the way at the Rumble actually,
exactly.
And
that's true.
Move on to something new by Raw. But hey, anyways, the AJ won with a roll up, and like I said, just more of a build than I think people thought.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was skipping the most important part. Owens wasn't the legal man. That there was a tag made. The ref thought there was.
A kind of ongoing trend in their feud, and more so Kevin's. It just makes sense.
Yes. It's all getting muddy and whatnot, and it's actually causing dissension within Sammy and Kevin. So we're gonna get to that when we talk about SmackDown. But it's definitely not bad. Just I think people expected. No, I don't want to say more because that makes it sound, excuse me, like it was disappointing, and it wasn't. It just was different than I think what people thought it was gonna be. And then same goes for the tag match, 2 out of 3 falls. But it really is okay. The Usos, if anybody gets 2 falls in a row. It literally, if anybody, it could be them, and at least it was against proper heels, or at least attempting to be proper heels.
Yeah, because right now they're doing a good job at kind of pushing him in that direction of being a little more heelish.
Because everybody could see they're talented. You know what I mean? Like you don't really need to put that over. That's going to be over good or bad.
And ultimately,
you need to
this
put
just
over that
means
they're bad. So
someone's getting a big time WrestleMania spot with the Usos.
Yeah, and
at least that's what I would assume.
No, I think so too, and it probably won't be them, but in an okay way. Like they're a building team, and they're looking stronger in the end afterwards. And hey, if it is them, and then they're just getting their moment, then that's cool too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Chad Gable is so talented. But anyways, right after that match was the Men's Royal Rumble match, and that's definitely where I was the first to say, okay, what the fuck is going on here? It's nothing wrong with the Women's Rumble ending it. It kind of, in a way, especially with what happened, made sense. Even before we knew what, before what happened at the very end of the show, it made sense because first time ever. But I don't know that the Men's Rumble, at least at the time when it started, my thought was, I don't know that this should be happening now. Yeah. I think it was just so it got its proper runtime.
Because anyways, there is no like cutting it short or rushing it because it's dead in the middle, so you just let it happen.
Right, and so they got their full hour and some minutes, and
soaking up what obviously is happening right now in the company, it makes sense.
No. Like I said, when it was all said and done, it made total sense. But when it first started, I was like, oh,
yeah,
oh,
no, trust me, I spent almost all the way up until the Women's Rumble, the main event, just going, what the fuck's going on? And not always in a bad way, No,
I wasn't as confused past the end of this match, but.
I guess I was more. I guess they kind of did their job, and I was surprised throughout the whole thing on just a little.
Yeah,
stuff.
Definitely had twists and turns,
which is good for someone like me.
Owens and Zayn stole Ty Dillinger's spot at 10 when Zayn wound up going out there. That's the other thing that continued or really began the heavy dissension between the two. Zayn being the one to say, "I got this." There was a bunch of really cool entrants. Baron Corbin was out there, and he wasn't out for long, and he got so hot when he got eliminated. He attacked people.
Very cool.
Was screaming at the referees.
The role he needs, not the...
Screaming at Finley was out there. And yeah, I don't know. I like that. I think that's a good way to put it.
Well, it's better than... like, because normally they would put him like, oh, he's the guy who's going to last 50 minutes, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't want him to be that guy.
Not know about, like, Bosley or...
I don't know.
Like a wig or like being bald or
maybe he's one of those guys that's like you never give up, never surrender, man.
Well, his hairline gave up and he's starting to surrender for years now. A good fight against his. Yeah, I mean, legitimately, I just in this match in particular, with the weight of his hair at the moment, I was like, "Good Lord, this guy needs to do something."
He has been better though lately, so I can't.
Like I said, I think I've said it on the show before. I don't love him, don't hate him, and lately I kind of like him.
Yep. Give him the right role and it works.
It's weird that he won the Money in the Bank and just like squandered it and like that's just that. That seems like a wash to the match though. That's not a knock on him. Yeah. That's a knock on the booking as far as like. If it really is because he got in trouble over that Twitter thing, that's fucking stupid. But that's old news.
Well, I also heard he had a whole bunch of backstage stuff where he's kind of being a fucking asshole. So who knows? That could be, and if that's the case, then the guy deserves to be punished a little bit. But that's a little far, and who cares?
Yeah, whatever. He was good, and all the little spots, including Heath Slater coming out and then getting laid out on the ramp, and
just
everybody taking a turn as they come out and kicked, and then when he comes in, he immediately knocks out Sheamus, who just entered. It's really good writing in that sense. It felt like there was a plan.
Yeah.
It feels like WWE has a plan again.
Oh man, what a way to think.
Weirdly enough, it feels like they have a plan for everybody except for the guy we thought they've had a plan for the whole time. And Roman Reigns, he's probably still gonna get Brock, and not even probably. I'd still say definitely, but it's just weird that lately on television.
Maybe they're just playing on the fact that we know too much constantly.
Yeah, they need to take a step back and.
You know what I mean? Like everyone has
I
been
think
saying
in general,
for a year
though,
now
they
that this
they
is
do
what's
that.
happening. Yeah.
They do that when they do that with him because they don't want to. Anyways, This was a really good Royal Rumble coming down to Nakamura, John Cena, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns. Man, it was just awesome.
One time, I was not angry that John Cena and Roman Reigns were, those guys again. Just, what
no,
I mean?
it was a perfect role to play, and made Nakamura made the pop even bigger when he won. And we're getting AJ Nakamura at WrestleMania.
Oh, buddy, if you haven't seen it.
Yep, Wrestle Kingdom main event at a WrestleMania in the main event for a bigger belt at that. So, really, really cool.
Yeah, you can't. They're definitely making.
Oh,
that
and the
push.
NXT entrance. I can't believe I forgot that. Surprise entrance, both in the women's and the men's. I guess we can get to the women's in a second. But Adam Cole and fucking Almas came up. I could not believe it.
But it's very cool. The two people I would have been pumped the most about seeing did enter. So very cool.
Yeah, Raw tag title match was nothing to write home about.
Nope.
Progressive in the sense that it's supposed to establish Jordan being a bad partner, working the injury. They lose the titles again, so I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll be moving on for Seth Rollins' sake and
Seriously.
get something interesting going into WrestleMania.
Moving on from those fucking flame pants too.
Yeah, those were bad.
Those were terrible. He looked like a Burger King employee.
I don't think they dress like that, but I get the sentiment of what you mean. He looked like a Burger King Whoppers box put on some pants on. And then the triple threat between the big men was as good as it probably could be, minus Brock fucking punching Braun in the head.
Yeah. Well, everyone has extremely mixed. I mean, everyone's pretty much on the same page, but there's some people that feel like. He wasn't as out of line as other people felt, but obviously he punched the man in the fucking head, so you can't do that.
Yeah, and just to quickly elaborate, Braun Strowman goes to hit a knee. He obviously throws his knee a little too hard or a little too far or both or so one or the other, whatever it may be.
Obvious mistake.
You hear censor, obviously Brock says something like, what the fuck was that shit, by, showing the replay of his lips, or I'm sorry, just looking at the video of his lips as it's happening. And then he gets up, and the replay only showed the second punch where he really connected, which was pretty sick in itself to keep showing. But
yeah, they did it well.
They were trying to work. Yeah, I meant sick in a bad way, but they did do it well in a production standpoint sense because they kept cutting out the first swing, which gave away the fact that it was definitely a very legitimate thing.
Yeah, he was definitely trying to hit the man.
And yeah, the second one, they must have showed it 4 or 5 times in the match. He punched this guy in the side of his fucking skull. I don't even think he sort of punched him as hard as he could, but he punched him, and that was goddamn, for sure. You could see it in his face and just the way his arm extended. He punched that motherfucking guy in his motherfucking head. So good for Braun to be rattled like that, and not that happened to him, but to come out okay. Yeah, and definitely take it in stride, but more than anything, to come out okay the next night and.
For me, it shows how good of like a company guy he is. You know what I mean? Just going on, not reacting, and just kind of.
Well, yeah, and to his credit too, Brock was professional right after that moment and on for the rest of the match. But just for that brief second, he assaulted somebody, and it was strange to watch, to say the least. The Women's Royal Rumble was awesome. Everybody's super confused about Steph on commentary. Winds up being an angle, so that's kind of kudos to them. Just because, you know what I mean?
Had she gotten a little more practice in, I guess you could say.
Yeah, she sucked on commentary. But I'm just saying, coming into the show, regardless of the performance, everybody's like, why? And there was a why. So it's like good for, good credit to them and the writing.
The Women's Rumble was really good. There was a lot more like wrestling in it, whereas the men's was a lot more just like holding each other down and exhaustion.
And because they didn't have matches, Alexa and Charlotte sat ringside with their
belts. Which was super cool because their reactions were awesome for certain situations.
Mm-hmm. More NXT stuff in this one. Kairi Sane came up, hit all her big spots. That was awesome.
Went crazy. Loved it.
Vicky Guerrero was in there. I loved that part.
That was insane.
Yeah, the pop was huge. People were booing her. She's a good performer, dude.
Oh,
she's
absolutely.
Fucking crazy.
Like when she was on air, I could not stand her, and she just did her job so well that I didn't want to watch. That's how like angry I would get. But when you do your job that fucking good,
included returning Bella twins. So That happened. Asuka eliminated both, I think. Or no, Nikki eliminated Brie, and then Asuka eliminated Nikki. She won, and
good
when
WWE
Asuka
type ending.
Yeah, definitely. But when after Asuka won and was trying to name her opponent, because that was the whole theme that they, I guess, probably had initially announced for sure at the beginning of the show, and probably had initially decided at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
That the winners of each Rumble, no matter
that,
they did, you weren't there. It's when you were still at work. Remember, you were.
No. I mean, like before this, so it was like that day.
No, it's never.
Thing.
Yeah, it's never been. That's what I'm saying. I can guarantee
Very
it was made day of. They're like, oh, we can tell this story this way because, or at least tease.
Yeah, this story makes
way.
a little more sense this way as well. This type thing, blah blah blah.
So the point is, what they did, the thing we're vaguely alluding to here is that they announced before the show that the winner of both men's and women's Royal Rumble, no matter what show you're on, gets to pick which world title you want in the main event. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
that's like what they originally did when the draft first happened.
Yeah.
With 2 titles, Batista and the whole thumbs up, thumbs down, and remember Triple H wanted him to go to SmackDown and all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's a good idea. And the whole point is, Asuka's like about to announce her challenger, or who she's going for, just like Shinsuke did with AJ. And fucking Ronda Rousey debuts looking like the happiest 5th grade girl I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah, for real.
She's just thrilled to be there, not looking very intimidating. She does the point to the sign. Almost felt Japanese wrestling-esque because the acting was just so bad in the moment. And that's not a knock at Japanese wrestling at all. I'm just saying if this kind of appearance happened over in Japan, it would be like, oh, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But with it happening with WWE, let's just hope that her first night and first impression will not speak for the rest of her time here. Because I'm not judging. There's a lot of people there, first time ever. She doesn't know exactly what she's doing. I just hope they can get her on her own 2 feet before WrestleMania, and especially by WrestleMania,
which isn't that far.
No, and some quick notes for this. Maria Menounos was guest ring announcer, and she acknowledged the crowd booing her. I thought that was stupid on her part.
Yeah, she
watches the product. You just don't do that. She's like, I know, guys, I know. It's like lady, don't do that. And also. I don't know. She just announced people's names strangely, but I'm not hating. I like her. I just thought that was weird. Lita was in there.
Yep. Almost broke her goddamn neck.
And one-armed Ember Moon. Yeah, she almost did break her goddamn neck, and they didn't show it. That moonsault to Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
It almost broke her neck. But Ember Moon came up, too. She had one arm from the night before.
Very cool. Played it well.
Really cool. Yeah, TakeOver was fucking amazing. We'll take a quick pit stop at that before Raw after this. But yeah, anyways, that was the Women's Rumble. It was really good. I'd say the one Women's Rumble was better than the past 5 Men's Rumble combined.
Absolutely.
Or 4 or 5. Not including this one, because this Men's Rumble, again, was very good.
Yeah, they definitely hit the nail on the head with this one.
They made the right choice.
Yep.
They finally made the right choice. So that was great. Like I said, let's quickly touch on TakeOver, Undisputed Era. Oh wait, no, we did the whole shebang,
buddy.
That's right. We don't normally do it the night after.
Yeah,
or the night of, or whatever we did. That
very
crazy time. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Anyways, yeah. So like we said, TakeOver was great, and yeah. Anyways, the only reason I was bringing it up is because all those people showing up in the respectively women's and men's Royal Rumble, I don't know, it was truly surprising.
Yeah.
I guess Kairi Sane
really didn't expect. Yeah, because she didn't really have much to do.
Still surprising, yeah, but yeah,
she didn't have much to do with TakeOver. So everyone else that did worked their ass off the night before.
I'd say this show though, Royal Rumble, was like a 9 out of 10, or 8. Somewhere up there, 8.5.
Especially in the surprise factor, where I was definitely left guessing a lot of the times, and I'm normally not.
Yeah.
Like lately, you know what I mean. So it was definitely.
Well, we can still pit stop before Raw, my friend, in the sense of there's a lot of stuff going on in New Japan and Ring of Honor.
Absolutely.
Dissension within the Bullet Club. Being the Elite is doing a really awesome creative job as of late with the last couple episodes of telling whatever story they're trying to tell. Just using an iPhone to film. And what started out was like, oh, haha, those guys are just using phones. That's why the audio is low. It's now like such a fan-based thing that you're like, yeah, I'll just turn my phone volume all the way up and put headphones in if I have to.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. Like, the content is so good. And so this most recent one is Cody uploading an episode of his ski trip with his wife
Yeah.
It's awesome. One of the best parts of it, or some of the best parts of it, I should say, is when they show Matt Jackson in his living room. They keep showing him from 2 different camera angles, and when he's in one camera angle, he has a Cody shirt on. And when he's in the other camera angle, he has a Kenny shirt on.
Very
it's
cool.
Fucking really cool.
They
really
know what
creative.
they're doing. They just know what they're doing.
Seems like a tease at Kenny leaving or getting kicked out. Weirdest part about it is the announcement coming. Not that the match is happening, but at Supercard or right, is it Supercard of Honor? Is that
yeah?
right?
Supercard. Yep.
Yeah, so Supercard the night before WrestleMania, April 7th, I believe. As long as WrestleMania is April 8th, which it should
April 7th,
be, because April.
Sure.
This is also in New Orleans. I think they know what they're doing here.
Yep.
Kenny and Cody going against each other, and again, it could totally be a tease, but just after his work with Jericho and maybe picking up a few things from the last cryptic actual worker in terms of working the fans psychologically in Jericho, maybe we're going to see the cleaner at WrestleMania somehow, some way. I know it sounds crazy, but it's not that crazy, but really...
now, the way things are going, it's the only, possible way with what's going on. The equation matches up.
But again, it's not the only... It's not the only, because my other likely theory is the Bucks, with the most recent episode before this episode, ending with the Bucks welcoming Kenny into that hotel room and them not explaining what happened in there. I'm thinking it could be a Adam Cole situation again, and Cody's going to get kicked out. Because the truth of it is, Cody does not need the Bullet Club.
No. Well, I didn't mean it as that means it's definitely happened. I just meant if something like that did happen, it all that stuff adds up to the perfect way to do it.
Right.
You know
I think Cody and Hangman could be together. Dude, what if it's a total swerve psychologically the other way, and Cody and Hangman are going to WWE the next night?
Oh, you would make my day.
No, definitely not with the all-in situation.
No, not at all. Tiny angry man.
Come on. Jesus Christ. But yeah, obviously that would be likely, unlikely, and more likely impossible. I would not be surprised
if you don't start seeing a good chunk of them soon.
Yeah, and just in general, what I'm trying to get at is the story's
time.
doing a good job of teasing whatever is going to be next, WWE involvement or not.
If anything at all, because they could just be doing that just to feed you.
Yeah, totally. Nothing could happen, but it does seem at the least, Kenny's going to reunite with Coda, take on probably Cody and Hangman.
Yeah, I do like that matchup.
That matchup.
Yeah, Cody and Hangman is very cool, little duo.
Oh yeah, and they're newer. It just makes sense.
Yeah. And it shows that Hangman can just hang, literally, that guy can. Aha!
He can hang.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's really good, and I guess we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Maybe Marty's gonna play a bigger role in the Bullet Club moving forward from that.
Let the man.
Yeah.
He's been growing just at in crazy speed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it's I think he's always been.
He's always been that big, but you know what I mean.
Time.
He's really starting to get more, time on the mic. He's getting more time to shine. It's about time for him to have a big picture, situation. Yeah,
he's awesome. I think. Let's see other Ring of Honor stuff. We touched on Ring of Honor already, at least that we've seen. I didn't watch this week's yet.
Really, very good.
What was
Wait,
it?
Was it this week? Yeah, this one. I'm pretty sure you did because you told me to watch it, right? Wasn't this week the one with SoCal and
oh yeah, in the main event. Yeah, I did watch this week.
Yeah,
so it was
really good. Very good.
Yeah.
There's Taven on commentary.
Yeah.
It was killing.
Really, really good. Cody saying that he gets a perm. Oh man, that wasn't in that episode. That was something online, I think. But still, that's
either
good,
way. They're gonna have
those two.
Yeah, they're gonna have a good little matchup. And
it's on TV. They taped it in Nashville.
Yeah, during that situation, I got really pumped for just watching the matchup of Hangman and Kazarian. Dude, they kill.
Well, I saw that at War of the Worlds last year. And then the show after that too.
They played on it again here when they just went at it, and it's just it's man, that's such a good wrestling matchup right there.
Yeah, those guys are really great. So yeah, we have touched on Ring of Honor stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other important thing before we move on to Raw.
Not really. Not that I can think of.
I know it's afterwards, but I'm just trying to get the low-key stuff out of the way just so it's not Royal Rumble, Raw, SmackDown, so much WWE all at once. It's still WWE, but it's at least different. 205 Live, the new GM is Drake Maverick, a.k.a. Rockstar Spud, Mr. Potato.
Mr. Potato Man himself.
That's
I
dope.
think he did
He's
a good
great.
job. Yeah, he did pretty cool.
Well, he's great. He's great, period.
Yeah.
And as long as they're still going to let him somehow, some way get involved in the ring, that's cool.
Yep. And everyone was
I'm just
very
dumb and there's a
into
reason
it.
that he can't, and everybody knows that. Please let me know. But I just, from what I know, he can still work, so I hope he works because he's good.
Yeah.
He's announced a 16-man tournament culminating at WrestleMania with a new Cruiserweight champion. Hey, Cruiserweight Classic is the only thing that's worked so far, so I say do it again. Nothing wrong there.
Yep, nothing wrong there.
Nothing else happened on 205 that was too exciting. The matches were good. They had some of the first rounds of that tournament.
Very good. Very good
out
stuff.
already. Him and Cedric had a good match.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Oh, you gotta expect that. I expect Cedric to be, a finalist.
Yeah, paired up against Cedric, I did, but I just wish that he wouldn't have been paired up against Cedric.
Yeah,
because he's
the other
he's
one.
really good.
The other one I was surprised because I was hoping more of a cooler situation with the TJP Tyler Bate.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You know
that's
what
right.
I mean? But I guess TJP being in it is more understandable than Tyler Bate being in it.
Yeah. I mean, it probably comes down to a schedule thing, like a full-time thing. TJP works for the company, and Tyler Bate does appearances. So
yeah.
But yeah, that was a good episode. Hopefully, start watching that show. Hopefully, it's going to become more entertaining than it has been in the last 6 to 8 months. Raw. Moving on to Raw. Got Asuka and Steph at the beginning of the show. They're getting they're congratulating Asuka for her Royal Rumble win. Lots of talking, but not too much. Asuka keeps coming back with it. No one's ready for Asuka, and that's cool. They are doing Elimination Chamber qualifying matches. That's what I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what it was a qualification for. Elimination Chamber qualifying matches. So the first one is a last man standing match from Braun Strowman and Kane, and it's next.
Yeah, seriously.
Match is good. Braun Strowman wins by flipping over the Raw announce table at the top of the ramp on top of Kane. Fucking crazy. Hopefully that's the end of them two feuding because that's just not enjoyable. It's definitely become stale.
Yeah.
The match was fine though.
It's gotten to that point where it's just it's a little too much of the same stuff going on.
Yeah, you don't want to keep watching that same stuff. The next qualifying match was Matt Hardy and Elias. They actually had a good match and did a good job telling a story here because Elias advances with the opportunity and Matt Hardy gets distracted by Bray Wyatt. So
yeah, which that's that's a good way to go about it. I wasn't surprised, but it was like okay, yeah, I get what's going on here.
Yeah, I wonder when they're gonna
culminate and kind of
and like how and what it's gonna all be about. I guess we'll see. They worked together in the Rumble. That was a cool spot. Something we didn't mention. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt before they went at each other, but it was cool when they worked together for a brief second. We had the Intercontinental Championship rematch between The Miz and Roman Reigns.
Yep.
The Miz went over. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, I mean he keeps winning the way he wins, and it makes sense, and it keeps.
Yeah, he had the tights, right?
Yeah, he did. It was a roll up, and they've just been having good matches together.
Yeah, they did. They did have a good match. Hopefully, this is the last of it, and you got to get the Intercontinental title off of Reigns before Mania, more than likely. So
yeah,
that's what you do here, and. I mean, I really do love Miz, love his work as of late, but I do want to see him not be Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah,
I'm so
they need to move on.
So, anyway, and also it sucks because now at this point he's 8-time, and now he's going to tie Chris Jericho and probably beat him,
Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't, no.
I don't like that. Anyways, there was a quick tag match between the Revival and Heath Slater and Rhino. Again, Revival going over, obviously, as they should. They're still in front of the Philly crowd, so... Rhino got some of the ECW love, and that was fine. Asuka and Sasha Banks had such a good match.
Yeah, like ridiculously good. Not that I don't expect it, because they generally do, but they, I mean, really, throughout the whole show, that was probably one of the best matches on the whole show.
Yeah, there was a scary dive to the outside by Sasha. She landed on her head while as Asuka kicked her. It was really a great job in the performance, but it was scary. The timing was strange.
Yeah. Definitely was gasp moment for a second.
And then there was a tag title match between
Yep.
Titus Worldwide and The Bar, and I like that. I really like that because they're acknowledging the win from Titus Worldwide in the past couple weeks build, and then just The Bar gets a title retained under their brand new newly re-won titles. That's just the right thing to do in that situation.
Absolutely.
Then of course the main event was. Again, Elimination Chamber qualifier, but could have easily been like that end of any major show with John Cena and Finn Balor. They really tore the house down as far as John Cena's Raw main event reputation goes.
Absolutely.
It was one of his really great matches, and Finn even hit him with his own "You Can't See Me," and this match was awesome.
Yeah, it's the first time you get to really see them go at it one-on-one like this, I'm pretty sure. And
John Cena gets the win over Finn Balor to get himself into the Elimination Chamber. Really, in my opinion, no problem with that. John Cena's got to win, or his coming back here and there is going to be meaningless.
Yeah, seriously.
And Finn Balor had a match with him. It's not like he got squashed by Cena, and it was just they had a great match.
Yeah.
And again, I don't expect John Cena to win the Elimination Chamber, or if he does, I just don't expect it to be a cut and dry storyline. Is all I'm trying to say.
Well, so far with everyone that's in it so far, and everyone that's like rumored or predicted to be in it, you need John Cena.
Yeah, it's just that kind of match in general. He should be in. So, yeah, great match, great Raw main event. I give Raw 7.
Yeah, I could back that. Yeah, definitely.
Just wasn't no Seth Rollins follow up, no Jason Jordan follow up.
Yeah.
We've got nothing on Kurt Angle and Triple H since Survivor Series.
Yeah. Which was kind of odd.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Who knows? Maybe Kurt's gonna play a role in Ronda. The obvious guess at first was Ronda and whatever title Asuka's not going for, that title. It then became Triple H and Steph in a mixed tag against Ronda, and my initial guess was Rock, just dating back to WrestleMania 30 or 31, whichever one it was, where they were ringside together, and they had the small altercation, and I think she hit Steph or something. And then when Ronda debuted, going back to the Women's Rumble from earlier, the whole why as to Stephanie being out there was Ronda Rousey came out and shook Steph's hand, and it was a bit of a stare down when she did so. So, anyways, the guess now with that is maybe Kurt and Triple H will pan out their beef somehow, and Kurt will pair up with Ronda and take on Triple H and Steph. But again, Rock I do think is a better athletic choice in that situation.
Seriously. You'll have a better match that way. Nothing against Kurt, but he's obviously not in the prime.
No. And just anyways, tying back to my point, Raw was just lackluster in that way. Some non-follow-up stuff, and then some, just we're in WrestleMania season. We're on the road, as they say. So
yeah, exactly.
Expected a little more, I guess. But SmackDown was fine. It was pretty good, actually. Really, it's doing a great job lately of escalating, but it just does seem like it's not going nowhere. That's not proper, but just like it's wherever they're getting, they need to get to it as far as some of these things
they
go.
don't
Especially
have a
with
problem
Kevin,
with that lately.
Sammy, and AJ, and Shane, and Daniel Bryan, and I think that's just it. There's 5 people involved in this one storyline, consistently or inconsistently or not.
Yeah.
Like, it's exhausting.
And none of it really comes to a head. I mean, I guess the AJ...
Hasn't come to a head, yeah. Hopefully it will.
Yeah, exactly.
But this show opened up... Shinsuke and AJ meeting in the ring, kind of
very cool.
Getting ready to preview the Dream match, and then what's it called? Sorry, excuse me. Kevin and Sammy come out, and Nakamura calls them losers. Nothing really crazy. Kind of WWE typical filler, but just good to see all 4 of these people being used the way they are. So
and the interaction between all of them, they killed it.
Yeah, it just wasn't a spectacle by any means. However, next was a fatal 4-way to determine the number 1 contender for the U.S. title, and that was Kofi, Zack Ryder, Rusev, and Jinder Mahal. And I really liked, I liked everybody in this match.
Why do you think Kofi kind of took the place of Xavier in that situation?
I think they just wanted to give a different match.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, no,
they already.
I noticed it when I was watching.
If you recall, Xavier, as we stated, Xavier's match with Jinder in the tournament wasn't exactly the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, that's true.
give it another shot. And this match was good.
Yeah.
So quick, again, going back to the Rumble, quick criticism, really just relaying corrected information from, I want to say Brian Alvarez, but I don't know who really tweeted it. 2012 or 2013, Jinder Mahal competed in a Royal Rumble. Last Sunday, they said it was his first. So, Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, it's his first. If you want,
I know.
I
know. But he's got the same name. He's just quote unquote better now.
Well,
anyways, this Fatal 4-Way was good, and Rusev won with submission, so it was great in that way.
And just a person
who did he? And he beat Kofi. Yeah, and he beat Kofi with the accolade. So, really, really good. People are excited about Rusev and Rusev Day, and I hear there's Rusev Day calendars being made.
Yep.
That's a good idea, dude.
Seriously.
Rusev Day on every day. That's a really good idea. Usos came out. They're doing a total face promo.
Yeah.
Basically like, life is hard, but we got grills.
Yeah.
Penitentiary.
You're going to jail.
It was dope, though. Just making it clear they are the face tag team. And then the Bludgeon Brothers come out and had their own little squash match. But it was immediately post the Usos promo.
Yeah, so clearly is a .2.
Yeah. I did like one part. A jobber tried to run away from one of the two Bludgeon Brothers, and the other one grabbed him. I like that point. But yeah, overall, this was just more of what you'd think. And yeah, I don't know. Bludgeon Brothers still not sold on him, but love Harper. Hope he keeps getting work. So it is what it is.
Their pants look a little different.
They changed them a little bit.
Like
they should just always change them up a little bit.
Picked up some new ones.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Little Uzi Vert went to the Grammys in trip pants.
He did. So maybe this is they were like, oh, let's put Luke Harper in trip pants.
Us too. Then there was a interaction with Ruby and Charlotte. The whole Riot Squad actually in Charlotte. It was good.
It was
actually really good.
Yeah.
That was one of the better talking.
SmackDown's women's division in general right now is slaying.
Yeah, that's true. It's way more refined. Like everybody has it more figured out on SmackDown in terms of the women. At least it seems, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Baron Corbin, Ty Dillinger had a match, and that was cool. Earlier in the night, they had a little backstage segment where Ty Dillinger said, Baron Corbin said, "You're still here," like an asshole does. And Ty Dillinger said, "Yeah, I am, unlike your Money in the Bank contract, or briefcase or whatever." And that was cool, and also gave Baron Corbin a win over somebody who's a legitimate face. Yeah, a legitimate face, but the heel deserves the win.
Yeah.
So
my only thing is you're just kind of rehashing something that happened, a couple months ago, I believe.
Yeah,
and
but
whatever, it happens.
It feels a little bit more organic now.
This time,
when it happened a couple months ago, it was one of those things that happened because the fans like Dillinger getting involved.
Yeah, I just don't want to get into a situation with the the Rude Ziggler Corbin thing where it just took
not. Or really any feud that Ziggler's in. Where
they keep going for half a year with nothing.
Right. Breezango and Gable and Benjamin had a pretty good match. It was short, but Gable and Benjamin get the win with their awesome finish.
I love when they use Breezango, so I was pumped.
Yeah, and they did some cool heel backstage stuff where they insulted the Fashion Files. Benjamin was like, "It's still a thing."
Yeah,
that was good.
Very good stuff.
And then the main event. Oh yeah, right. Sorry, that was the whole reason of the opening, the talking segment in the beginning, is the main event got set up for Styles and Nakamura versus Owens and Zayn.
Yeah.
So through the night, they show Owens and Zayn talking backstage, and they're basically just like nonchalantly mentioning that they're upset with one another for not winning the handicap match, and then saying not capitalizing on the Rumble. They're being like rude to each other, and KO is definitely taking the more direct heel role on, if you will. And I guess more than anything, it's being implied that he is, just because he has before with Jericho and
he's always been on that
in the NXT
that level of it.
Yeah, in the NXT run they had, it wasn't too far off in the sense that even if it was only for one night, he came in as his friend and then turned on him. So Zayn walked out on Owens in this match. I was quoted as saying, "See how good you do without your guardian angel."
Very cool.
And who knows? Maybe this is going to be Jericho. Sorry, I'm reading my notes as I'm talking about this. But me and Eric were talking the other day. I almost said Jericho. We were talking the other day.
I wish.
We were saying maybe, probably not, but maybe they're going to do what they did with Jericho and Owens, in that they're teasing the tension, and then it's all good, at least for right now.
Well, with
kind of hopefully not in the sense that you don't want to see it recycled.
Yeah.
But who knows? I do want to see this extended a little bit.
That's what I feel. Zayn's little like interview after, you know, they asked him if it was like over, but he said no, it's not over.
It's all about opportunity. Our friendship is not over. It's all about opportunity. Kevin's been known as the Universal Champion and the United States Champion. Now people are going to know me as the WWE Champion.
Yeah.
So
if this is the build, then cool. Let that happen.
It's cool, but you know, you got to make it. It's got to be something really interesting come WrestleMania. I don't want to see a straight up Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn program. Not because they won't fucking crush it and it's Mania worthy, but because WWE already fucking ran the well dry or however the expression goes. The river's dry in the sense, like I've just seen this shit, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Between NXT, Raw, and now SmackDown, you know.
But
I don't. But anyways, I say all that with the.
And it's hard to believe anything title wise because obviously it's just going to be AJ Nakamura. So
yeah, right. There's no reason to change that.
Exactly.
So
you know it's not going to be anything that big.
It's going to be, but who knows? It's probably going to be something really important. I would think, and I have faith in it. I just am just hoping against those recycled ideas because I think at that point you're doing. It's like, okay, everybody knows, or everybody who watches intensely knows, Vince was disappointed in Jericho Owens at Mania for the United States title, even though there was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But you know, that's fine. He was disappointed in it. I think you find yourself disappointed in a performance when you set somebody up to compete for the highest prize possible, and then 2 months before you switch them to the lower card prize and put them early on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
And basically, if you do the same thing again, they're gonna tear the house down. But I don't know. I just don't. You can't really go. You're not giving them the opportunity or the room to go above and beyond.
Yeah, that is true. You're not really giving them.
If you book them into the same match again.
Yeah, exactly. So how much can you really work with there?
We really just have to see what they do with it. But all in all, a decent enough week of WWE television. I still have to get to NXT, like the follow up show to the pay per view.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it was actually I thought it was pretty enjoyable for how, you know, like little.
What happened on it? Maybe it was just like the Ring of Honor situation again, and I did see it.
You had Nikki Cross face that Lacey Evans girl.
Okay.
Like I can't remember. She seemed pretty cool, but obviously you know having the TM61.
Right. Yeah,
back.
I haven't seen this, but it's their return to the ring. Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
Very cool.
Go ahead. You saw it. Go ahead.
They had a match with the Ely brothers. I haven't really seen them, but they're like these two twin, gigantic dudes.
Okay.
And they look pretty cool. They'd be cool.
TM61 looked good.
Oh yeah, they.
That's good. I'm very excited.
They look good. And then after that, you had Roderick Strong versus Tyler Bate for the UK #1 contendership.
Yes, and this was all filmed on the pre-show as a pre-show.
Yeah, that's what threw me off because I was like, this setup looks awful big for NXT, and it had a really cool vibe to it. And when watching that match, also in general,
explains why Roddy wasn't on the show Saturday.
Yep. And I mean, the match was killer.
Had to be.
Which made me, with the ending, Roderick actually gets over. And he's a number one contender for the UK title, which kind of threw me off when TJP beat Tyler Bate to move on. Just because if Roderick gets to be UK #1 contender, why not let Tyler Bate move on in the cruiserweight side?
I know what you mean.
Because
like I said, I think
no one's into seeing TJP do this again. I'm not saying I don't like him right now.
I think a lot of the UK workers are just on different booking bases.
If anyone, he just would have been really cool to see in that mix with like someone like Cedric and Mustafa and people like that. He would kill because it's a nice dynamic, a different dynamic.
Well, and it's not likely that Roderick will beat Pete Dunne either.
No, they really did make him look like he could be the guy.
And I think he'll come close. But
and
I just think Pete
the
Dunne
whole selling point is he would be the first U.S. or the first American UK champion. So maybe they'll play on that.
That's a good fit for him, but I just don't. I think what Pete Dunne saying over the weekend that title is his life.
I don't think it's moving from him anytime soon.
Yeah, I see him having it for some time. Unless, some big Brit, like if they sign Will Ospreay, then that's who's gonna have that.
Oh, buddy.
Or Marty, you know.
Take the fucking money and run.
Yes. Money, fucking run. But yeah, that was a good week. That's awesome. I'm excited to watch NXT.
Yeah, no, NXT was
I know
good.
for a fact I didn't see it. I did see some network content, the WWE 24 or whatever it's fucking called. They have so many different titles for
there's a lot of
documentary series. But whichever one they did, the full thing on WrestleMania was really awesome.
Yeah, I meant to look into that because I saw like.
Or
a
I guess
preview
really
for
awesome
it.
actually is too much credit. Not in a rude way or anything, but I'm just saying it was really like subtly enjoyable. So,
I like those because
check it
the
out.
Finn one
Yeah.
was like I love that one because it just went more inside than you normally get, and it's cool.
Yeah, this was cool in that way. So yeah, check that out. And I know new ride-alongs and that table for 3 that we've been talking about, or we've talked about before with Kurt and them. That's not up yet. I went and checked.
It's that's the next season, but it's
just
coming
that they
soon.
filmed, right? Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure we didn't falsely report that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that's it as far as majorly important stuff. Obviously, the week is coming to a close, so new stuff will develop. But good week overall.
Absolutely. We're building in the right direction towards Mania, but there's still some spots that need to be touched.
Definitely,
on.
but I mean, you got AJ Nakamura, you got Balor Club as a stable, you got Finn in the main event against John Cena.
Absolutely, you're definitely.
You got Braun being a genuinely organically built up and pushed superstar.
Yeah. This way feels so much better because I wasn't into him at first because the way they were billing him and booking him, and I wasn't into it. But now, I'm more into the guy coming out here screaming, flipping some stuff,
great.
and beating ass.
Yeah.
It feels more organic. It feels better.
And it feels like it is progressing too with the
Something.
Get These Hands and
he has shirts
him and
that
Alexa.
say that
That's
now.
the other
It's
thing.
great.
Him and Alexa advanced on the mixed match challenge. They beat Sammy and Becky.
Yeah.
Alexa hit a Twisted Bliss off of Braun's shoulders.
Really super cool. Just
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Team Little Big.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
And they actually look hilarious next to each other. Like.
Yeah,
You're just like look at it and you're like, wow, this is insane. Just to see the difference in that man and her is the world's crazy. People
and
are
I feel like and Impact's getting some surge of life with Austin Aries as a new champion, and maybe the whole Don Callis refresh.
Yeah, I think that
happening.
could definitely breathe some good life.
I'll look into it a little bit more this upcoming week.
Never. I mean, if that becomes a big thing, maybe he's whispering in old Ken Dog's ear, said, "Hey, come revamp."
Over to Impact, buddy.
I mean, that'll
Come
never
to the
fucking
six-sided ring a ding ding.
Come clean up this six-sided ring.
Last little bit, and then we're done here. New beginnings. Saw the highlights from.
Very cool. It was long.
Yeah, Jay White goes over on Kenny, new U.S. champion.
he
Hangman
does.
steps up as a new challenger, and Kenny disrespects him. This is like a nail in the coffin as far as at least the time being with the dissension between Cody and Kenny. As they come out, Cody comes out, they argue, and Cody hits his nasty crossroads. I know we briefly touched on this last week, but
we can.
I just like I said, I got a view
further
at the
now.
highlight reel. Suzuki beat Tanahashi for the Intercontinental title.
So sick.
It's the right call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man's like 54, I think, or something. He looks fantastic.
Seriously.
Yeah, and just both shows were good, and it continues. New beginnings, February 5th. I think that's holy shit. This weekend, next.
It's 2 days from now, buddy.
Oh, that's right. It's on a weekday. It's not on the weekend.
Yeah.
Good Christ.
Yep.
So actually, I will probably be able to catch that though when I come home from work. And as always, we're gonna come back with the normal weekly TV stuff next week.
Yeah, we could do that. We can handle
We'll
that.
see how it goes. Maybe we'll just start doing more one show because it's not too hard.
Yeah,
honestly,
no.
To breeze
It kind
through
of really I mean, we covered a good chunk of stuff. We just didn't, dwell on the filler. Which works.
Filler.
Das Filler.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
But that is the show. I hope
Absolutely.
Joe's sweet reggae sings you to sleep.
Or does something for you.
Or, is the soundtrack to your suicide.
Oh my God. I don't think anyone's ever killed themselves to reggae.
I don't want to find out.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I think it's too happy.
But they have now, for sure.
Yeah,
As Joe's
absolutely.
song plays us out. Thanks so much, guys. This was a fun show.
Absolutely.
We'll be back next week. And goodbye.